Can I tell you a story of how I went to a fabric store one time and the guy was like helping me measure out fabric and I didn't know how much I needed and I was just like, he had one of these and I was like, oh, can I borrow the ruler? And he was like, the measuring tape. So
snobby.
It's a ruler. Like, tell me it's not a ruler. It's a soft ruler, right? I'm not wrong. Guy at nice fabric store.
Today we're gonna be DIYing some fashion items that I've been putting off for way too long.
Don't let them see the thread.
Hi guys, how are you? Welcome to my closet. This is my closet room. It's really our guest bedroom, but I've taken it over and it's become my closet. And today we're gonna do a little bit of sorting, a little bit of getting rid of clothes I don't wear because there's a lot of them. And I think today we're gonna be DIYing some fashion items that I've been putting off for way too long. So before we get started tackling this space, I would love if you could consider subscribing. I'm sure this isn't the first video you're seeing of ours, so why haven't you subscribed yet? And if you're already subscribed, thank you so much for joining us on all of our journeys. I love to have you guys around here. So let's get started with today. What I really need to do is just literally go through, wait, let me preface this. Hold on, there's a pillow in your way. This rack is pretty much all the clothes I own. There's some drawers below, but everything is here besides from a few jackets downstairs. Everything is here. So in that sense, it's really easy to go through it because I can see it all, but I just haven't done it and I need to do it. It's something that I like to do often, is just sort through things that I don't wear anymore. It just makes your wardrobe feel fresh and you get excited to wear the things that you already have without buying new things because you just see them in a new light once you get rid of the things you don't wear, if that makes sense. So that's what I'm gonna start with first, is just sorting through absolutely everything and seeing what's in there. And I have a strong feeling that there's a couple pieces in there that I have meant to DIY something about them and I haven't done it, so today's video is going to be that. All right, let's get started. This drawer here is one of the worst drawers. I feel like everybody has this drawer. It's when shirts become no longer nice enough to wear out as like an outfit, whether they get like a stain on them or a rip in them or they become like stretched in weird ways, but they're like still an okay shirt, so you don't want to get rid of them. So they just go in this like not nice shirt drawer. Does everyone else have a not nice shirt drawer that you feel like you'll just wear on lounge days or when you're like doing DIYs? But my not nice shirt drawer is becoming so big, like it cannot close. Let's see. Some people might also call this the pajama shirt drawer. All these things. Look at this pile of shirts. Okay, we gotta do some sorting. I don't know if you guys remember that I DIY'd this army jacket in a vlog a little bit ago, and I said I was gonna put a patch on the back, it just hadn't come yet. Well, this is it. It's the most epic giant tiger face patch, and I just sewed around it to stick it on the back, and it totally made the jacket. I'm obsessed with it, so I will try and link this patch for you below if it's still available, because you just need to put it on everything and instantly make everything like 20 cool points cooler. So that's not something that I need to DIY today because it's done. I need to interrupt this broadcast because there's this crazy TikTok challenge going on around today that apparently the sitch is that today is the one day of the year that the moon's gravitational pull is on the right direction or angle or strength to make a broom stand up straight, and I just had to try this with you guys. I'm home alone and I need somebody to witness this, whether it works or not, so let's give it a try. Also, why does everybody own the same broom? Like this green broom, is that the only people that make brooms? Which way do you hold it? I don't believe it. Does it have to be facing the moon? I think I'm being tricked, y'all. It doesn't work. Oh! 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 Ow! Ah! I'm gonna walk away. This is gonna fall over. Do you see this broom? Wow. I need to try this another day because I don't believe that this only works today. Alright, you know the procrastination is real on cleaning up your room when you're caught up making a broom stand up. All right, commence, not commence, recontinue. Commence? No, that's the right word. I'm gonna keep organizing. These jeans I thrifted a while ago, but I think they were too big, which is why I don't wear them. Maybe I can take them in a little bit so they fit better and then I actually wear them instead of just redonating them, because that would be silly. Okay, I think this is pretty good. Last thing is the closet. Okay, this jacket was actually such a great thrift find, but it has a stain on it, which is why I think it was a good price. I have no idea if I can clean it. I really hope I can. And if I can, I had this really fun and DIY feature I wanted to do to it, but I'm gonna keep that a secret. You guys are gonna have to stay tuned and watch the rest of the video to see what happens. Okay, these piles, some are for thrift store, some are for consignment because they're name brand. I'm gonna deal with that later, but I think for now, let's head to the office and get DIYing.
All right, so these are the jeans that I'm meaning to take in. They were such a steal. They were like $6 from the thrift store, and I think it's because they actually came from the men's section, which is such a hack. The men's section jeans, they're just like much more high-waisted, and I don't know why. Maybe it's a my local thrift store thing, but the men's items are much more affordable than the ladies' pants. There's some sort of conspiracy going on there. Just draw a triangle around me. But I found these guys and I tried them on and they were like super high-waisted on me, which I am like always looking for a really good pair of high-waisted jeans. And they're a great classic wash. The only thing is they're a little bit too big on me. And they actually don't look that bad on when I pull them up to the right height. But the problem is they're just a little bit too big that if you walk at all, they fall down and you get this crazy like Justin Bieber drop crotch, and it's not comfy and not flattering at all. So what I'd like to do is try and take these in a little bit so they fit better. I've always like had this idea of making jeans and or pants fit better, but it feels like so ambitious to me to do something that fitted. Like I'm cool with cropping a shirt or like altering a shirt, but pants that are structured just seem so much more intimidating to me. I don't know why, which is why I've put it off for so long. So today, we're gonna attempt it together. So my friend Wendy has a channel on YouTube with Wendy. I'm sure you know who she is. She's an amazing sewer. And she has a video all about how you can take in jeans. So I watched it, I learned some things, and together, we're gonna try and attempt these. I think the big thing is taking in the waistline. They are a little baggier on the legs, but potentially that won't be an issue once the waistline is right. So we'll start with that and then see how we're feeling after that's done. So I've watched like so many jean videos of people doing it just to try and understand the best way to do it. And sometimes they turn out, sometimes they look a little bit janky. I'm just being honest, and I'm so afraid mine are gonna look janky, so I'm gonna try really hard to do my best at this. So in Wendy's video, she says the first thing to do is put them on and just figure out how much bigger they are on you. Then you know how much you need to take in from the back. And essentially, once we have that number, we're gonna be creating 2 darts on the back. I'm just gonna put these over my current jeans because I don't wanna change. So here we go. I also have to account that I am wearing 2 pairs of jeans, so I'll give myself a little bit more room. Okay, so I think, can I have a mic pack on? Maybe this wasn't the smartest move. And this shirt is huge. All of these things. Let's say 3 inches. Can you see that? Can you see my 3 inches? Anyways. Okay, so the darts are gonna go here. So this is gonna be my way. I love this. It's so vintage and like worn off. So we're gonna keep this. So I'll seam rip this off first so it's out of the way and put it back on after. I'm gonna have to find this like mustard gold thread from the craft store. Who decided that like jean thread shouldn't match, you know? Like all other clothing, they're like, don't let them see the thread. In jeans, they're like, make it a contrasting color. Okay, so I know I needed to take off about 3 inches. So that means on each dart it needs to be 1.5 inches, and then each half of the dart needs to be 3/4 of an inch, right? That makes sense. Okay, so the thing that makes tailored jeans look not good after all my research of watching them is when the lines don't match up. When you go to sew them and you like do a dart and the two lines in the jeans, they're like this. It just looks really off. So like, we want these two lines to match up, you know? Instead of like that. Then it looks just like a bad DIY project. So that's what I'm gonna kind of focus on. Okay, so I have my 2 spots pinned, however much extra I would need it to take in. And then from that line, I just did literally an angle right to the inside of the pocket. I feel like that's a good place to stop the stitch because you won't see it. So just remember to like keep the pocket away when you're sewing so you don't stitch up the pocket. So all I'm gonna do now is just sew my 2 angled straight lines, and then we'll try these boys on and see how they fit. All right, first one is stitched, and look how good it looks. I have to admit that my first pass at this did not line up, so I had to seam rip it and then redo it just because like that was the one thing I wanted to nail, was having all of these line up, and they do, and I'm so excited. So I'm just gonna repeat that again on the other side. Okay, I sewed my 2 darts and this is looking incredible. I just tried them on and they fit literally so perfect, which makes me very happy. But there's a few little final touches I need to do to make this like perfect. One being that now we gathered it, the pockets kind of like sit all open like this, which we don't want. So I think I'm gonna seam rip down the side, lay it flat, and then re-stitch it up. We need to add the patch back on where we took it off. And then because we did these darts here, it's kind of like this loop. So I think I'm gonna cut that open and then lie it flat and re-sew that up. Okay, so once I've fixed all the last little bits, the jeans are completed, and I cannot believe how well these fit. I never really go to a tailor or anything, and this is making me rethink that decision because having stuff that's like actually sewn to fit you perfectly is so amazing. I'm very proud of the sewing job I did, having everything match up. You guys know, I think I've said this in other videos, that sewing for me is like not my strongest suit, and I've been, learning as I go, and I think this is one of the best jobs I've done, so a little proud pat on the back for me. I did think about potentially making the actual legs less baggy, but once I tried them on and having the waist fit so perfectly, I think I'm just gonna rock the baggy leg looks. It's very 80s, and I think it just works. So these guys are done, and we can move on to the next fashion DIY. Okay, so next up I have this jacket. This is beautiful. I thrifted this guy, but the problem with it is it has this really terrible orange stain here. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the person before me did to this jacket, but obviously it was unfixable enough for them that they donated it. But I saw it and I just couldn't let it stay there. It was so sad. So I thought, I'm gonna try and fix this. At the very least, I can DIY some sort of patch or cover for it. And then after that, I have this really fun DIY thing I wanna add to this jacket, which was kind of the inspo for even looking for a jacket like this at the thrift store, but we'll get to that in a sec. So the first thing is gonna be trying to remove this stain, because it's in the worst spot, you're gonna see it wearing this jacket. So I have tried water, I have tried rubbing alcohol, which are 2 of the ones people suggest, but what I haven't tried is, well, A, good old leather cleaner, because I didn't own any. So worst case, I'm gonna go out and buy that. But B, I have heard that hairspray can remove stains off leather, so let's try that and see how that goes. Okay. I mean, currently it's making the leather darker, but I think that's just because it's getting it wet. Do I let it sit or do I wipe it off? Maybe let's wipe it off because we can always add more again. Okay, you feel like, especially up here, it's better. I feel like it's better, a little bit. Okay, maybe I'll go one more time with the hairspray, a second layer. See what happens. I feel like it's better, unless it's just me. So this is how it's looking now. The red is definitely a lot better, but whether we just discolored the area around it, I don't know. I'm hoping it just dries and goes away. I'm gonna leave that for now and let it just chill. But what I'm gonna move on to next is I really want to create some really cool fringe on this jacket. I've seen lots of awesome inspo pics of like moto jackets with fringe, and I want that for me. I want that in my life. That's kind of been my plan for this jacket. I've had it, like you saw, in my closet for a long time, and I've had the material to do it, and I just haven't done it. So that's why this video is really good for me, because I'm getting these things done. So I picked up this material, which I'm gonna have to cut my own fringe. I went out looking for fringe that would work for this, but they just don't sell long fringe, or I couldn't find long fringe. So everyone advised me to literally cut my own. They said that's what real clothing designers would do. So I'm gonna live my very best Project Runway fantasy and make my own fringe and add it to this jacket. So let's do that. So I went into the wood drawer and found some random pieces of woods to act as my spacers, so I know I'm getting a uniform measurement the whole way across. This is gonna be my top space where I don't cut so that it stays together, obviously. This little popsicle stick is gonna be the width of my fringe. I'm using a little fabric cutter tool like this to do it, and a big hefty ruler, and I'm literally just gonna cut this all the way. Let's do it. Wow, one done. I feel like I should make these smaller by a little bit. Yeah, maybe. Switching to an even smaller stir stick. All right, so all the fringe has now been cut, and the next step is to add it to the back of the jacket. I'm just gonna lay it under where there's already a seam so it looks like it has a proper place to go. And I'm gonna be attaching it with E6000. I did some research and turns out this glue is actually very good for gluing heavy fabrics to other thick, heavy fabrics because it's pretty strong, but still flexible once it's dry. Okay, how long is this going to take to dry anyways? 24 hours for curing. Not maximum bonded until 72 hours. I don't have 72 hours to let this sit because I think I need to give you guys an update on how my hairspray leather cleaner worked out. So as I was doing it, I could tell that it was lifting a little bit, but I think the fact that this is white might make it really hard to get it completely out. And on top of that, it then added a new kind of different color. It's like a darker gray blue that wasn't on there before. So I don't know if overall we made this much better. So I think as I was doing the fringe, I was inspired. It's turning into a very Western-esque jacket. So I'm thinking like, why not just go all the way with it? I think I'm gonna cut out a star patch and just put it over this, and then like, why not? I think it's only gonna make the jacket look even more fun and cool, and it will hide the stain. So let's do that. So I printed off a star print from the internet because I did not trust myself to draw out a perfect star shape, and I'm placing it over the stain, which it's fitting perfectly, and all I need to do is just cut out where the zipper would be, because if I just cut it in half and laid it out like that, it would feel off, so you need to account for where your eye can picture the missing piece of the star, if that makes sense. Then I'm just tracing it onto my fabric and cutting it out, and then I thought about potentially sewing this on, but again, I was nervous that if the stitches were at all off, it would just look terrible. So I'm gonna use the same glue that I'm gonna do for the fringe and glue this down. Then we can get onto the fringe, and like I said, using E6000 glue and just placing glue around the top and then sticking it down, letting it dry. So this is how the jacket looks completed. It's been totally upcycled, and I think this is one of the coolest things I've ever made. I love it so much, and I can't wait to wear it out and get people asking me where I got it from so I can tell them that I upcycled it and DIY'd it myself. One of the coolest feelings. As well as with those jeans, I'm so glad that I finally got those to fit properly, and now I can wear them out. And I got a closet declutter done out of this, which is something I put off for way too long. I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of video. If you like it, please let me know in the comments and give it a physical like. And if there's stuff similar to this you'd like to see us do more of, also tell me in the comments. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Give this channel a subscribe, and we'll see you next week. Bye! Or next time. Whenever you see me, I'll see you.